Okay, so it's been a little while and we've managed to make some progress. Let me catch you up on things. The good news is I managed to get the next tier 14 expedition, and it happened to be the Wreck of the Christabel, which gave me Fangrave, which now gives me unlimited access to the Peacock Door, no longer having to rebuild the mirror every time I use it. So that has allowed me to start spamming the Peacock Door to get tier 10 or tier 12 secret history lore. Combine that to 14, which only takes 1 or 2 operations as opposed to 6 from the 6 and 8 lore you get from the Stag Door. So that made it a lot faster, and I managed to get the Raven Isle, which has the Chalice Murmurous. Now, I'm an idiot, by the way. I completely forgot I do need the Saint Tintro of the Deep Door expedition for a reason. It has the Unceasing Mysteries, and which is the tier 14 Heart book. That would the name of the book is, let me check, Commandments for Preservant That All Exist. Now, the biggest problem I have is that's the one language I don't have. It's written in Deep Manadric. So I got to go around and get Deep Manadric. I'll probably do so by summoning King Crucible and having you teach it to me. But in the meantime, we'll deal with Raven Isle and a couple other things. Now, also, as you can see on the bad news, first of all, this Mortal is kicking my ass. Right now it's at 4 Starlight, 8 connections, and 3 Might. If it gets to 10 connections, it will attack me directly. What's called Starlight Combat, where basically we summon spirits at each other like we're Pokemon trainers and see who dies first. Hint, it'll probably be me. And that's going to lose me the game and have me start over again, in which case you're probably not going to be seeing this footage. So if you're seeing it, it didn't happen, probably. Unless I won the damn thing. But again, this is past me, so I can't tell you that. So, there's also, oh my god, what level 8 connections revealed. We had a scandal. I don't know if any of you have ever played this game to the point where you got a scandal, but they're fucking amazing. You see, normally, connections will do things like make your, like expose your cultist. Oh, there you are, Clavette. Make them resent you. Yeah, she's got both of those. It's great. And beat them up and steal some of your money. This time around, you made a scandal, which makes a continuous event that every minute spits out a notoriety. It lasts a random amount of time. So I had 5 notoriety at one point. Yeah, with the detective running. So again, what I did is I popped smoke. I painted, I dropped as many of these commissions as I could. And when I ran out of commissions, I just started using the talk with lore, speak of esoteric matters, to generate 1 every 90 seconds. And when I was painting, I took up 4 of the notoriety, continual basis, trying to keep it out of his way while continually generating mystique. Now, that's a double-edged sword, because what happens is that notoriety, when you're painting, freezes the timer. Anytime you put it into the box like that, it freezes the timer, whatever card it's in. It can work for or against you. In this case, it's against me because it wasn't decaying. So what I would do is I would paint, then I would check the police timer, and just before the police timer was about to move on to the next one, I'd paint again. Now, this allowed them to decay at a reduced rate, and there really wasn't much hope of me getting all of those, because after all, I could only juggle 4 at a time, and when the 5th one popped out, I knew it would be impossible. So I left the one that was most decayed and prayed that I could generate enough mystique by painting over and over again to do so. It didn't, but it did last long enough that when I grabbed one to produce evidence, 3 of them were so decayed that they died before he started searching again, and for the 5th one, I managed to get rid of in conventional ways. So yeah, that was painful to watch. It makes me actually wish I was recording this on a constant basis, but unfortunately, the file size of a 1080p for 4 hours or so would be enormous. I'm not even sure I could fit it on my external drives. But that being said, one person in the comments has mentioned that they may want me to do a let's play of this as opposed to tips and tricks. Now, a let's play would be me playing it with commentary real time. Now, of course, the options are to either do it as recording or live. So if you really do want to see that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the Cult Simulator on the list of games that people vote on for the next game. Now, the next game is supposed to be locked in as Lust from Beyond, but they're still not giving me a drop date. If they don't have something by the holiday seasons, I'm probably just going to declare them to the next one afterwards and then do the vote. And of course, the vote is done by subscribers only, and supporters get multiple votes because that's how capitalism works. Now, in the meantime, however, in the current phase, I may or may not make this. Seriously. If I don't make it, it'll be questioned whether I use some of this footage and the footage from the next run to give you an idea what's going on, or do a straight one. But just letting you know. Now, it's really funny. You notice all these high-level books here I'm just letting lie around because I don't need them. I mean, seriously, you don't need a tenth of the lore you can get in this game. You just need some basics to work with the spells and such. I'm kind of hoping that people have created not DLC, sorry, mods to deal with high ones like that, because I think this game really screams for modification. It's got so many different options and so many combinations, and yet just playing around with them a little. Anyway, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go these 2 expeditions out of the way and to get 2 of the 6 items, and they're going to move on to the stranger stuff. So hang on, I'll be back. Oh, as a quick aside, I wanted to show you something that just happened a couple minutes back. Enid here got attacked, and when I healed her, she got a 2-point winter aspect, and that makes her invaluable because 2 winter, 2 knock, plus 6 forge equals summon a creature of smoky deception, aka Kaliga, the smoot creature. We'll call her Smog Monster. I think I like that better. Anyways, so yeah, anytime I want to. In fact, since I will need forge for the expedition, I think I'm going to. So yeah, I thought you'd. It's another example of how you just let the injuries, let the things it does to you, find a way to work for you. Okay, so we are further down the timeline, and things are getting more and more horrible. So now all of my reason cards were in fact contaminated by this Splendorous Infection. It's every time I use a reason card, I'm going to generate that. So my attempt to turn one of my passion cards into a reason card using Passion's Gyre worked, except that it also tagged along the Poison Passion cards, which will, generate a dread. So my reason's completely fucked right now. Every time I use it, I'm going to be generating a negative influence, which I'm going to have to keep on top of. This is nuts, just to let you know. Unfortunately, great thing is my passion's fine. I suppose I should be happy about that, because I've finally managed to. It's a hard thing to explain, but I managed to to generate another passion card. One passion card of the negative type got consumed by a curse. Yeah, it's a fun ride this particular time. Any case, what we did do, by the way, is we did manage in all that madness to get the True Blood of St. Janirus, which is essentially the Thunderskin's own blood, and that is the last part of the formula that we need to use to prepare ourselves. Janus' flavor. Janus is the god that rose not but reigns. Janus is the saint that died not but is dead. Janus is the door between what cannot be and what will be. Essentially, in vampire lore, I'm guessing he's the first vampire. Neither alive nor dead. And yeah, by the way, one of my pawns was trapped by the enemy, and I'm really finding it hard to care. You can keep that one. I don't need him. Oh, I do need him to sacrifice later, but at the moment, great, we got evidence against us. At the moment, we're doing fine. Oh, there we go, and now we dread out, dude. Which means I get drunk. I work in a freaking, how do we put this? A sex cult. So I don't think spending money to find things to do to get rid of my dread is that difficult. Okay, we finally have it. All 3 types: the salt, copper, myrrh, and rust. I suppose it tastes like blood. So we now have the concoction that we will drink just before our mistress will devour us. That will give her the power boost that she needs to become the next aspect of godhood. Go from a long to a name, a true entity of the power of delight. And of course, we'll remain part of her forever. As jump running through her veins. Isn't that lovely? Anyways, in the meantime, now that that's done, I gotta get the level 14 lore kicking out for the here, and I've got to get Manadric, and that will require me to get the Forge to summon the King Crucible to teach me it. So it's going to be a lot of complicated stuff, but in the meantime, well, maybe not that complicated. Let's translate this out. Fusine here, go there, boom. Translate that book at the same time. Let's dispose of our influence the usual way. Grail plus pawn with summoning ability. You I might rescue. You're useful. Bob over here just was in it for the donuts. Oh god, now I've gotten sick too. Well, why shouldn't I? Okay, rendezvous. Our mortal aims attempting to engineer a meeting with our followings, one who harbors resentment. Great, I'm about to be betrayed. You all suck, by the way. You're the worst cult other. Now the Long will deploy all the formidable wiles they've learned over the centuries, and will perhaps our follow with their service. Lose passion, keep them loyal. This is not always successful. You have to keep trying something as passion. Oh no. Are we going to lose Rose? I'm going to risk losing Rose. It's just because maybe I've got 2 other edge characters, and if I block them, their intrigue will go up to 9, which is not what we want, because it's only 1 away from, really bad things. And there goes the sickness card. Oh god, this is getting bad. At least I've got the blood in play. Can I make it? Yeah, I found the right interstate, which I'll need for the ending as well. You are contaminated, I think. Yeah, that way. And boom. Yep. She's gone. She's now joined the dark side. Rose is fighting us. Okay, I think we are almost done, but I fight until the end, so let's learn that mana trick I need. Okay, so in the meantime, I need to consider what I'm going to be doing about the last two parts. So, here's what else we're going to be doing, by the way. We need to talk to Sulichana, as we do in all of the, well, sort of. In two of the three apostle ones, she is necessary for part of it. However, the third one, the lantern one, she doesn't want to get involved. That, if we would get to the lantern one, we'll go over that. But for the meantime, yeah, we're just going... Wait, are we summoning a rebellious spirit? Yes, yes we are. Do I want dread? Let's kick some dread. We've managed to break the dread trap. Actually, no, let's not do the dread. Let's do the fascination, because I got the fascination anti-card there. There, boom. Yes, these are my choices these days. It's lovely, isn't it? Ah... No, I don't want to talk about the Savorous Blood. Why is that in there? I want to talk to her about the Vigilant recipe. Oh, you're really going to do it. Such a nice meditative Sulichana. Tongue-tied. You're really going to do it. Sulichana meditatively rocks the soul of one booted food over the wreck of her cigarette. Then I'm leaving now. Don't worry. I'll send your message to the necessary sister. I'm sure she'll come around if there's blood enough. And we will have blood. There will be blood. There you go. Okay. I'm gonna have to get that one, and then the craziness. Okay. Oh, this is the crazy. So I could potentially loot Salva. I don't really care about losing Salva. Seriously, he could leave tomorrow. I wouldn't care. But, okay, boom. That's what we need. We need to use that to summon King Crucible, which we will do as soon as we kick it. Alright, get the health bar here. Okay, get back to work, damn it. Like I said, I'm keeping my most valuable individual as a spy, so there's no chance I can be targeted by any bad doings. Get in there. Consider doing it a second one if I had a second exalted. Okay, so yeah, the Lady of Wires is en route. Cilliana's sister, who's usually not named save as Our Lady of Wires, she'll be here soon by night. Great. I can't wait to meet her. I'm sure she's a lovely woman. Thing. Anyways. Okay. Oh god, I'm gonna get you. Yeah, you'll be fine. Everything's crazy, but that just matches everything else around here. Oh, we got the Carcass Spark too. That's like virtually useless to me at the moment, but let's get King Crucible up and running. Okay, so I need 10, 5, and Grail. So the best way to do this is what? Okay, so don't want to use that one, but what about the Right's Edge? Oops, sorry. I kind of gone off here. Let's see, influence and tool and invocations. What have we got? I could theoretically use this to give me the 12. Offering would have to be Edge or Winter, which I don't have enough of. Alright, I'm going to figure this out, and since it's going to be me mostly muttering to myself, I'll skip ahead till we get it. Hang on. Okay, this is kind of a crazy combination, but I remembered we need 2 lantern, 5 knock, and 10 or higher forge. So what happens is we're using the 12 forge lore we just got. We're using Enid for the 5, and enchantment, which is an influence with 2 lantern. I generated that by making a painting, because you know making paintings makes me happy. So we're going to summon that dude and then use it to get the necessary language to get the book while we're waiting for Madame of the Wires to show up. Oh, this ought to be interesting. Oh, dude, just suffer. I don't think he's got a chance of getting out, but it will be entertaining to watch. I mean, seriously, of all the people to kidnap, why Bob? Never liked him. God, here we all go. Don't be rebellious. Yes, boom, we got it. Alright, so we'll use him. And we're going to start, and we need to know... I believe it's Sanskrit. If it's not Sanskrit, it's Aramaic. There we go. Alright, so we're going to learn that language, which is good. Still have got the evidence kicking, which is why we're not doing anything terribly interesting. mind you. All right, so, okay. Now the Madame is here. Marionette, Our Lady of Wires. It reeks of rotten blood and clacks its jaw each time it speaks. Perhaps there's a woman huddled beneath the cloth and the bones. Perhaps it's some puppeteer's trick. No, it's not. It very much is not. Okay, so the deal with Marionette is we need to give her blood. So we need to talk to her. And she asks, if you can see that, it's very small, for Grail. She doesn't speak anything except energy. And she's asking to slate her thirst. We have to give her blood. And the thing we're going to give her, by the way, is Salba, because he's got a resentment on him. I don't think I want him to betray me to make my enemy stronger. Marionette always leaves the skin. Sometimes she leaves the bones. If we tell our loyal follower to close her eyes, it's over very quickly. Bye, Salvia. We've got to feed, by the way, 7 people to her before she'll allow this. So I'm feeding. You can feed. Oh, God, what are we doing? More connections? Yeah, 9 out of 10. It's almost over, guys. I so much wanted to do this properly. Yep, and we finally have the right card. Okay, so there we go. Translate that. We'll have the lore we need. Yeah, like I say, I fight to the end. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, he's eating Salba. Rescue you? No, you can stay there. Okay. Marionette. Okay, so it just says leaves the skin. So she is currently 1 approval. So I got to get to 7 before she'll do so. And I'm afraid the next person to go is going to be Clavette, because she's got a resentment too. And this is how we deal with traitors, Clavette. Rose betrayed me, and I will never forgive her. I'm not going to let you to betray me. So in my memory, you'll always be loyal. You'll always be my loving companion. Take her. I'm getting to the evil of the Lord a little too much. But yeah, we do 7, and then we got to the last part, which is real fun. Basically, we got to find an audience. Because apparently the rite requires a massive audience to watch me be eaten. My God, I mean, it shouldn't be that difficult. These days you can do it with pay-per-view. Oh boy, everything's going nuts. Anyway, so I'm going to feed the pawn, the exposed pawn next, and then I'm going to start working through these pawns, and I guess I'll pick one person to devour. Maybe the last pawn here. I mean, yeah, he really put into it to try to become a summoner, but I've got 4 summoners. I don't need 4. So I guess the pawns are going to go, but hey, they're the ones you sacrifice, right? You always hurt the ones you love a little. Hang on. Okay, so after taking a brief break to do things like sleep and eat, I'm thinking I'm doing the rest of this episode in real time, simply because everything is so bloody messed up at the moment. We are taking it down to the wire. Connections are at 9. If we get to 10, we go to straight mind-to-mind combat, and considering the state of my freaking mind, I don't think, or Laura's mind, I don't think she's really up for that. We've managed to clear out all of her passions, but every single reason card is fried, so I'd imagine her as kind of this disheveled, pale, beautiful woman in a tattered black dress being followed around by a horrific monstrosity made of bone and cloth, pointing to minions that she thinks have been inappropriately disloyal and having the monster devour them. So, you know, we're going full-scale gothic on this one. She's having a full breakdown. Let's see if she can make it all the way. Now, I need to feed Marionette 5 bodies. Feed 4. 5th one's currently being done. And then I have to summon the host, which is its own situation. Yeah, Bob is still in prison. Nobody cares about Bob. Anyways, let's go. Now, one of the things I'm going to have to prep to do is that when I assemble the host, I need Mystique like crazy. Mystique is fast forward. Mystique is a requirement for that part. And the biggest issue I could possibly have would be if said party basically got crashed by the cops because they eat my Mystique. Trying to generate Mystique while you have an active police investigation is really difficult. Okay, so we'll need to take care of that when the time comes around. Oh, brother. Always something. Okay, so yeah. She's up to 5 bodies, and of course we're going to keep that gravy train rolling because we got to get done before the long finishes us off. So boom, there is number 6, the last nameless pawn, which means basically everybody in the line here is looking nervously at each other. I'd imagine all of them are trying to remember all the times they've been unkind to Laura, or whether or not they can potentially point somebody else at Laura. or lure it to someone else. You know how it is. You've got this carnivorous monster that needs a body. There's only about 20 of you left. You've got a 5% chance at a straight up, but we all know they're playing that game over, who loves Laura the most. All right, come on. Hey. Yeah, the problem is with this is that pretty much, I've got these all fully stacked out for Mystique, and oh my god, I still have Savor's Blood. Don't have any, I can't recharge it though. That could be a problem. All right, so who's the last victim? Now, before I said it was going to be the poor pawn, but I really don't want to, discourage people from improving themselves. So I'm thinking because Rose betrayed us, we're going to sacrifice Victor, her brother, and her lover, by the way, if you pay attention to the lore. So, yeah, Vic, I'm sorry, but we're doing this to make your sister hurt for all eternity. Okay, bye now, Vic. Laura's gone full villain at this point. She just wants to be eaten. Is that so wrong? Gods, still there. Okay. Keep calm, keep calm. We just need to devour everything. Okay. Okay, this in the vitality goes here. And of course, when we use up a vitality, oh my god, the blood got here just in time. As soon as this cycles out, we'll recharge the blood and we're back in business. Although we might have the misfortune of, since we're going to be about 20 seconds out, of generating another sickness, which is always fun. All right, we have fed the marionette. Yep, 7 down, and she is satiated. So we don't need to feed her anymore. Now we have to summon the host. The way you summon the host, and this is the last part, you should take this and you talk about it. Begin preparations for the vitulation, i.e. the red feast, as I like to call it. There will be great celebration. Our delight proves their appetite. Now, 60 seconds from now, I have to generate a mystique. Now, probably when their card comes up. Anyway, so we're going to basically have to go up 7 levels. Oh, where did you go? Oh, there you are. Back in the mix. I've summoned her at the beginning of the game because the timer locks when you put her inside of one of these boxes. It's like amazing how long you can keep her going. Just need to summon her once. Okay, boom. Now, what we're going to do is recharge the Forlorn Blood. We do not have a fascination trap going, so I don't have to worry about the fascination that will be generated in 10 seconds from now. But simultaneously, I need Mystique, and I need it fast. All right, so the best way to do that, of course, is to paint. Gonna kind of need... You know what? You, nameless minion. You get a portrait. Well, actually, he's Dexter. He's gonna be called Dexter, so I'm gonna call him Dexter. All right, so we can't recharge that. We got rid of the blood, fortunately. All right. We recharge the blood, I mean. Let's see, 2 vitality up and running, always good. Sorry, rearranging as I go. All right, now, here's the problem. We do not know of the Rhino date, but until we know the time of the Grail's greatest influence. That's the last part, but we must begin to select those who will comprise the host. Now, the first fragments of the host. We've attracted a few gourmands and perverts. They will expect a feast of the senses. Oh, God. It's always with the house guests. The ones that first apply are the ones, of course, who, yeah, kind of the grodiest. Now, one of the things we can do as we're waiting for those mystiques to pop up is we can generate it by producing commissions. Now, because all of my reasons are tainted, doing commissions again is going to be kind of rough. So this might be it. Oh, God, he's active. Why? I didn't even notice that, damn it. 8 seconds, that's all I needed. Oh, well, we will make do as we always do. Because we've got 56 seconds to do the next one. I can pop Madame in. That's about to be the wisest thing to do, but I will take the extra damage from the cards if necessary to get this generated. Go. What? Oh, for crying out loud. I'm getting my ass trashed. Oh my god. Oh, gods, I hate the cops. I should have killed him. I had a chance there. I was thinking about killing him just to get him out of the way, and then I realized, nah, it's going to be too much difficulty just to try to kill him for that. Dude, you're like unwanted. Don't do that to me. You're like unwanted. I'm sorry. Nobody loves you. All right, so we've got that one. We need to pop this off. Boom. 2 of those. And of course, we're going to need We generated only 2 mystique. Okay, so please. All right, Doc, you're in. Let's augment the feast. All right, we're gonna be fighting with the damn cop for this, which sucks, by the way, but it is a thing that was going to be done. Just in case we need the cash, and of course, let's ditch one of these fascination the old-fashioned way, and well, old-fashioned to some degree. And summon something with it. Meantime, we gotta do something about these damned... Okay, sonorous blood. We don't need that, so again, once this is over, we'll sell it. For absolutely nothing, of course. Okay, so there's going to be one of those and one of these. Okay. There's the cash. Move the erudition out of the way. Damn, glimmering all over the place. It's raining of influences again. Okay, it's usually dry or raining. Never really anything in between when it comes to influences or practically anything else. Okay, let's get rid of the blood before it turns to dread on us. Okay. Bid an auction, no thank you. Come on, move faster. Okay, our best bet at this point is this has got a counter of 120 seconds, is to let the Mystique burn before generating any more. So pop him in. Put him in there. Let's get this to level 3. Second fragments of the host, word spread, curiosity, appetite will drive strangers to attend our virtualization. Okay. Boom, health, and boom. A raw profit. Not that I'm going to do anything with it. This is just in case evidence gets produced. I could use him, I guess, but we'll do it again to get rid of the second fascination. Doing it this way always makes it slightly easier to deal with the issues if I don't have them lingering around like that. Not that I'm probably going to end up using them. Okay, so yeah, a little more cash. Boom. Okay, if we let him run dry, then I'll paint again. And that should give us sufficient time. We might lose 1 level. Oh, screw you, dude. Stealing it from my goddamn body here? Come on. What kind of person are you? Oh, wait, you're a cop. Could not just like... Count. Charge me up again. You drop dead. Maybe. Thinking about it, killing him is going to be... If I kill the cop, then you'll have to summon another cop before we do any of the evidence collection. It will still be able to collect 1, but that will just summon the cop. So I'm thinking maybe... Let's try to figure out how difficult that would actually be. Alright, let's go. You pop out there. Thank you. So I've got Poppy still left here. Okay, 62 seconds, just enough time to prevent that from dropping back down to level 1. In the meantime, let's get some work done. Oh gods, I am choosing to activate Dread. Boom. Alright, let's play with that part of our brain and see what happens. Oh god, another scandal. This is just... what do we do? Holy shit, they let you go? In exchange for information, of course. These only increase the might, not connections. That would be bad. It's going to be bad enough as it is. Well, ironically, the scandal is going to create reputation, notoriety to cover our mystique, which is usually the other way around that it works, but... Okay, so you are here. 24 seconds, 18 seconds. It's not going to be enough. Oh, wait, evidence. Yes, we can do this. Let me speed it up, speed it up, speed it up. Boom. Oh, we didn't generate the dread. I'm impressed. All right, so pop this in, grab that, and since you're in evidence mode, you're not looking for clues. Good. Also good with the scandal. Oh, this is going to be a pain. It's always a pain, but this is more of a pain than usual. There's the notoriety being generated. Okay, so we're going to hopefully let it burn. Oh, wait. Might as well get this done while we're thinking about it, and this time around we'll go with fascination. Because, you know, maybe if we alternate them, we'll do better. Okey-doke. Are my dreads back? Third, filthy draggles from the morbid and inquisitive. You know, the neighbors, as we like to call them. 20 seconds. Don't have that going. We do have Poppy, so we can release this. Then, at the same time, when this drops, we will create another painting. Hopefully the cops will not be in the way. In the meantime, I can use the painting to conceal the bloody notoriety, if it's necessary. Filthy lies. There's so much we're not really this, and this is not. If not all, yet it may be what damns us. In other words, they're lying about us despite the fact that we've committed multiple murders and deal with abominations. Why can't you just tell people the truth? Oh wait, they won't believe the truth. That's one of the primary advantages of being this kind of crazy. Nobody's going to imagine that somebody's attempting to make themselves into a feast for a vampire lady. Okay, you're popping out. What do we got? Oh, there's the mystique. Boom. We don't want to blow it, so grab it. Hold it tight. All right. To notoriety. Again, painting. Gonna definitely be the painting. You, Renea. Renara. Renea? I really need... Renara. I think. I'm sure she'd correct me. Anyways, what do we got? All right, there's the fascination. Okay. Drop that to there, and this time we dread ourselves. Maybe use the two together. Get rid of it. Then we got this fascination. It's gonna pop. Ooh, it's bad. That's bad. There we go. There's the dread. Great. So we're gonna have both of these running. Although I think the fascination trap will drop the red first. Okay. All right. So. Level 4. The hungry, the greedy, the curious, all these have received their invitations. Okay. Count. Get a commission. Gotta keep these things going. Looks like you're done, and you gave me a spare mystique. Excellent. I guess I'll use that. Thank you. The host grows. Now, the reason we're doing mystique is doing all this is my guess is that everybody's just we're kind of just spreading along with good gossip. And mysterious. My mystique. Alright, so there we go. Wait, where's the... Oh, there's the commission here. God, so it's dread, so active fascination. No, can't do fascination. We've got an active trap going. So I can't do either of them, so skip that. Oy, those cards do a number on you. Okay, so you're grabbed. Yeah, by there. Good. Which means with that empty, I can use fascination based one, which is this one here, in order to create right, heart based. There we go. For the good count. Okay, and feeling much better now. Keep it going, keep it going. All right. Level 5. And now the name of the vitulation is whispered where mouths embrace meat. Like steakhouses? Seriously? Oof. Don't know if I'm really into the Applebee's crowd being in this. Okay, and again. Or the cops get noticed, because that... Oh, that would be painful if they did. Alright, go. Don't kill me, please don't kill me. Okay, so, yeah. Excellent. Yeah, the blood's just in time, thank gods. Almost lost track of that. That would be bad. She's still out. Got plenty in reserve, so I think we're okay. Take the right, put it down here. Okay, right. Really. Alright, so, good thing the fascination trap's going, because I'm going to need it in about 60 seconds, but of course it could recharge again, because that's just the nature of this damn game. Okay. Keep calm, keep calm. We're almost there. Alright. Level 6. When the time comes, our guests will throng like rats. Again! Lovely image. God, we're going to have a convention hall, aren't we? What are we charging, anyways? I mean, I don't really have to care. Laura's going to be dead after this, but, you know, the cult's coffer should be looking pretty good. Alright, last set. Up to level 7. Now, 7's kind of interesting because it pops up over and over again as a kind of symbolism. It represents a numerology, kind of an unstable balance, like... where you're getting lucky as opposed to competent. So it's like the last stable step you get before you reach the 8 and 9, which bring unity and completion. You know, small stuff. And oh my god, the cops caught me unaware. I'm talking too much. It doesn't really matter. The evidence is going to be toast shortly. Okay, kid, I still got my favorite Isabet. She's like always good with that. Of course, watch it all go horribly wrong now. Just because I said that. Alright, ditch the fascination. You can do that, dude. I spared you for a reason. You're useful to me. Yeah, dude, you can go over there. You're like part of the gang now. Oh god, you're poisoning. You've already poisoned every single goddamn one of them, you idiot. Oh god. Host assembled. Wait, only the key holder who must open the king's skin gate when our delight enacts the Grail. In other words, now I've actually got my opinion about Marionette is that she's a failed attempt to ascend to the vampire form. Essentially, remember, we became a monstrous form and then we split out from the center, but when we got a surge of the Grail energy from devouring the other Renara, that timeline. This time around, I'm thinking they failed and the skins didn't get enough energy, the skin died around them, and they're trapped in this monstrous form, using their expertise to help others, but forever... Oops, you stated. Okay. Forever looking to that. But the key holder. Yep, basically winter. Winter, remember, is the symbol of death. If you can see it a little closer. Yeah, it's really small. The symbol of death. Basically, she says, this is thirst, and now it is time for death. It is time for Laura's death. We'll get that charged up. At the same time, now that we've got the possibility, you definitely need Fangrave to do this, because the last component is going to be the influence, a 15-point influence that you can only get from the Peacock's Door. And we're going to start both of these at the same time to minimize the amount of time I'm vulnerable to being attacked. I think we're going to make it. I really do. Keep your fingers crossed. Yep, we got some evidence, but again, I don't care that much. Okay, so once this is over, I'll have my talk thing back, and we'll send, in this case, the Raw Prophet to go do the dirty work. Boom. Now we have the host and the guests. Now, the previous versions, the 7 levels, you had to get the time down cooler. Every 120 seconds, it would drop down to the previous level. So you had to get all 7 levels and then have Marionette satiated. So make sure to get Marionette satiated before you start feeding the ghosts. The host and the guest. When the single is given, a great host will assemble their eyes so wide, their mouths so wide, to feast and be feasted upon, to oh, it's going to be a hell of an orgy, to draw from me the blood of our delight. Our very... I kind of hope Laura's the masochist type. She's got to be at this point. Our very delight shall lead them in their feasting, a lady of wire shall turn her key. Hope that's not a euphemism. I don't know what the hell's Laura into. Anyways, in the meantime... Why we're not thinking about that, because I don't want to think about it too hard. Let's go set a spirit to destroy the evidence. Boom. Now, to get the influence, you must go to the Red Church, and there it is. The incandescence, we luck out. I think freeze everything. I think we can do this. How the hell did you manage to fire? You put... Oh my god, you have both Dread and Fascination on this recent card. Oh, that's a good thing I'm dying soon. All right, so let's talk about how this works. You take the right Incalciate. Now, you're going to need the 14-point, not Grail, but heart information. Now, the best way to look at this is to think about this symbolically. You have the chalice. Inside of the chalice, you put in the 7 graces with the mixture you've created over this particular play. Let's see. I wish I could expand this so it could be larger. And then you have the incandescence, the pure energy of that to infuse the pure energy of the Grail itself, to infuse this mixture of what you're going to drink from this chalice while humming this particular mystic ritual. Now, of course, you will need the host as the offering, since they will be the ones devouring you. And last but not least is the recipe. Well, wait a minute. Oh, is the devourer? Wait. Am I missing something? Oh, right. Thanks. The blood itself. Oh, I remember. I forgot. I was looking for it down here, and I forgot every time it recharges, it comes back here. And here we are. There we go. We have the right. We have the lore. We have the offering. We have the surrender. We have the dissolution. We have the grief, and we have the desire. To join with the Grail, our delight must give life and take life and not be satiated. Sated. Sorry. So it is that I must be... Why am I rewriting this as we go along? Starting over. To join with the Grail, our delight must give life and take life and not be sated. So it is that I am the centerpiece of the vitulation. A child that delight's body will fulfill the requirement, but one cannot enter the manus in triumph when one has committed this crime of the sky. So it is me, crime of the sky, devouring your own life, devouring your own offspring. So she's simulating that, but with somebody who isn't actually her offspring. So it is me, and I submit to the binding. Well, you know, I'd probably have to be locked down if they were doing this to me, no matter how crazy I'd gotten. And Marionette's marinations. So you literally become marinated with these spices. Little weird. And the 7 graces and the 3 savors overwhelm me. And when the first mouthful is taken, almost I do not feel it. Almost I do not feel it at all. That's a little too specific in that denial. And boom, let's get eaten. Bye-bye. You almost got me. I hope you haven't got me. Oh, God. Fascination traps. I mean, this really doesn't matter a lot here. Take that. Up. Boom. The feast! You can't see that. That's my achievement. Yeah, this is the first time I actually got all the way to the end. I got like 2/3 of the way in before my file crashed, which is actually how this series began in the first place. Here, let me turn this down slightly. Yeah, I was actually on the this particular run the first time when my save file corrupted just before the update. So I'm guessing it might have been related, but let's go over this. The feast fulfilled. I have been the keystone of a sumptuous event, and even as I scattered, I know joy. My delight will dwell forever in the chambers of the Grail, as they so ripely deserve, and I will live nowhere at all, where the apple bright has found me. Now, the apple bright, it's a question what exactly that is in the lore. I think it's just another name for the flower maker, who is the representation of the destructive nature of desires, particularly addiction. She has gathered my last few fragments to caress and console and restore in her rich baskets of nutritions, and she promises me that sometimes when she is the witch and I am inside her, she will show me to the world again, aka be reborn. Congratulations on a major victory. Perhaps 1 in 20 players even achieve a minor victory. Fewer still rise this far. We, the Janus, salute you. Okay, so yeah, this one, like I said, has been pretty self-explanatory as opposed to the Forge one, that in order to stimulate the next incarnation of our previous character, Carmilla I've been calling her, she had to specifically create a blood-body combination with cancer, mind you, treat it to 3 different types of drugs, then have it devoured by thousands of people as she consumes its heart. So yeah, that's the nature of desire. We are consumed by it. Any case. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that episode. That was about touch and go there. Towards the end, I've not really come that close to losing before in this game without actually losing, so that was kind of fun to do it that way. Any case, as you can probably tell, there's a bit of a difference between the longs that we were fighting before. The long we had before, by the way, with the Forge, is known as Captain Wayland. He prefers physical attacks, and as a result, he's rather ineffective. You notice that during the episode, if you paid attention, is that he kept attacking my people over and over again. I just kept healing them, and as a result, they got stronger, either by adding 2 edge, 2 winter, or 2 knock to the character. Knock is particularly devastating, because 2 knock is enough to become a minor summoner, as I pointed out in this game, too. But this time around, the one we are dealing with is Lady Tryphon. Now, again, we never got a full identification out of her, which is why I'm doing this now and rather during the game when it should have happened. Seriously, how did she manage to get to level 9 without being an intrigue? She's really good at hiding her presence, I guess. Lady Tryphon. Description of her goes, our enemies one Lady Tryphon, a Grail Long, aka vampire, who has left a trail of broken souls to the best hotels in the continent. She is beloved of the Grail and the Flower Maker, who represent both desire and the destructive aspect of desire. She inclines to intrigue, but she is no stranger to violence. Okay, and as you noticed, intrigue was a lot more effective on us. First, it attacks our resources. It took money at the beginning, a little bit, then a lot. Then it started messing with our cultists. First of all, by making them notorious so they couldn't use them without popping a notoriety card, which is painful. And then it made them resentful. And then it kidnapped one at the end there. And then it seduced one. Now, This is just me giving a little bit of advice because hindsight is 2020. What I should have done, by the way, with Rose is before she tried to seduce her, I should have used a gift to reduce their resentment by 1. Gifts have that ability. Not only do they slightly increase your followers' aspects, they also remove 1 resentment once. So I should have gone in, saved her. Salba, I don't care about. She could seduce him like crazy. So on Clavette. She's minorly useful. Okay, so the other thing, of course, is a backstory on Lady Tryphon's fascinating. You see, if you read the books, the actual flavor text when you do this, you'll note that Saint Tryphon exists in the series known as the Rose of Blank, effectively being the Rose. And the thing about that is that it goes over Lady Tryphon's backstory before she became along, how she became along. I think there's 3 to 4 of the Rose books. But what's fascinating is that Saint Tryphon in the books is male, which means that Lord Tryphon's greatest desire, which the Grail granted the moment that he ascended, was to be a seductive woman. And it was granted, because that's what the Grail does. So we have a transgender narrative in the backstory of Cultist Simulator. It's absolutely fascinating. The other thing to note about this particular run is the fact that the character known as the Applebright. Now, the Applebright is mentioned only one place, at the end of the Apostle Grail run. And there's a bit of debate about who it is, but to me, it's just another name for the flower maker. It's because the picture of the flower maker is right there. Boom. Flower makers have found me and I am in the grip of the Applebright. A lot of gods have more than one name for one aspect. In fact, if you go back over the original naming conventions for like Athena, every single aspect from her being goddess of war, goddess of wisdom, or the goddess of Athens, all of them have a different second name. Couldn't tell you off the top of my head, unfortunately, but I do remember that particular fact. The thing is that the Applebright is just another aspect of the flower maker, but it's got another aspect that you may not have noticed. You see, the flower maker, aka the Applebright, says, "When I am the witch, I will give birth to you again." Essentially, the narrative at the end tells you that after shattering your soul and throwing you into the abyss, which is known as nothing, by the way, which is referred to in that particular text, the Applebright found you and devoured you, collected all the pieces and said they would give rebirth to you, because that is the actual purpose of the Red Grail. It's not just a seductive, destructive force, it's the force of rebirth. And one of the ways that's personified is in the entity known as the Sister and the Witch. Now, Sister and the Witch, backstory through the books, tells you that they were 2 different entities that were born with their souls linked or possibly of one soul. One was a monster, the other was a princess. Now, which is actually pretty easy to figure out. If you come across one of the serpents, aka dragons, in the game, they're known as little sisters, of the goddess of the Knock aspect. Forgotten, unfortunately, her name off the top of my head. But anyway, she is the mother of all dragons, all serpents, and all serpent obstacles are known as little sisters. To click up yourself when you play the game. So therefore, the sister was born a dragon. That is the monster. Therefore, the princess is the one who became the witch. And again, the study of magic, that may be one of the reasons why the royal family tried to kill both of them by drowning them at sea. Now, trying to drown a sea serpent at sea is kind of illogical, but, these are fairy tales. So what happens is, of course, they died, they ascended, but this means that they also continue to remain, because there's one called Sister and Witch and Sister, as dual aspects of creation and destruction. The sister is the destroyer because she is the serpent, and serpent is a symbol of chaos and the devourer of the sun and, the Midgard serpent, etc., etc. So that makes the witch the mother aspect, the creative aspect, the one that gives birth to you again. So essentially, the serpent energy has devoured you, and the mother energy will eventually give a new birth to you again. Now, this actually, ironically, is kind of a hopeful thing in a Lovecraftian universe, because the Lovecraftian universe is usually big on saying the afterlife really sucks, and if you ever go through the White Gate, nobody seems to be terribly happy there. It could be that the White Gate itself is an aberration. Remember, the Mantis is broken, so the afterlife is not working the way it used to be. It should be doing, and it's quite possible the Sister and Witch is taking over the more primordial aspects of, being devoured and being reborn. So... man, I've been going along on this. Sorry about that. So the thing is about that is that makes the Sister and Witch combination there, drawing on some pretty primordial mythology. Anyways, I should do a dedicated lore episode sometime. I swear I could probably do a series of 8 of them if I really wanted to, because there's a lot of backstory in these cards if you actually pay attention. It's kind of fascinating how much Alexis Kennedy has put into this game. By the way, they swear that they do not have any secret truths hidden in this game, which is just a bunch of occult concepts they put together in a good narrative. And, it's a good narrative. So anyways, I've probably been going on too long for this. This is Fantastic World saying farewell from Lovecraft Country. And if you like this, like, share, subscribe. If you subscribe, hit the notification button, because that increases my metrics slightly, which hopefully will help me in the long run. And if you really like it, down below a link to the Gunrow payment platform. The first tier for the stretch goals on that one will be an additional monthly series called Secret World Lore Hunter, but the next one after that will be an additional monthly series that will be voted on by the supporters. Speaking of voting, because of one of you noted this with interest, and where one speaks, I usually assume there are others that believe the same but are silent. They asked if I was going to do a Let's Play of the Lantern Run, which is the sole remaining aspirant/apostle run in this game. Now, they were suggested doing it in either real time by streaming, which is going to be less likely, unfortunately, given my schedule, or recording, where essentially instead of jumping from one point to another, I essentially do the whole run. Now, I'm willing to do that. Just note that during this game, there are, sections where you grind, sections where you're constantly dealing with a run of bad luck and bring yourself back before you make progress. And I will do my best to try to keep track of what I'm doing and probably pontificate and lore why I'm going. And it probably will take at least 4 episodes. So yeah, I'll put that up for one of the series to vote on when we get to that point. That will be either December if Lust for Beyond never drops, or excuse me, talking a while here, or alternatively, if Lust from Beyond does drop during the holiday season, it'll probably be in February by the time I finish that series. Guessing. Might take a little longer because the prologues are like 2 hours a piece at my usual pace, so this could go up to 16-20 hours, depending on how much material they put in. And in any case, I will see you next time. I gotta heal.